Declan Rice allegedly made an obscene gesture directly at Thomas Tuchel during a heated post-match confrontation at England's training base in Georgia. And the footage exists. This wasn't just some disagreement. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't the press blowing things out of proportion. This is serious. Nothing like this has ever been seen in an England camp during World Cup qualifying. And there's a detail the FA still hasn't confirmed publicly. One camera angle reportedly captured the exact gesture clearly, but it's sitting on internal servers where only team analysts have access. And the worst still hasn't come out. Over the next few minutes, you're going to understand exactly what happened and why this turns England's World Cup preparations upside down. When your midfield anchor disrespects the manager in front of the entire squad days before a crucial qualifier, it's not just another dressing room disagreement. This is bigger than anyone expected. Declan Rice is the tactical heartbeat of this England team, and Thomas Tuchel's authority is now being openly questioned by one of his most important players. And behind the scenes, it's worse than it looks. Here's what happened. It all started in the 73rd minute of England's match against Georgia in Tbilisi. Declan Rice committed a tactical foul to stop a dangerous counterattack, earning a yellow card that rules him out of the Wembley return leg. Sources close to the squad insist Thomas Tuchel had explicitly instructed Rice before kickoff to avoid any bookings due to accumulated cautions. 2 hours after the final whistle, the squad gathered in the video analysis room at the coastal training base in Batumi. Tuchel was standing near the projection screen, pausing footage of the tactical foul. Rice was seated 3 rows back, arms crossed. Tuchel reportedly asked why Rice ignored the pre-match instruction. Rice allegedly responded that stopping the counter was the right football decision regardless of personal consequence. That's when Tuchel's voice rose slightly, mentioning the importance of the Wembley fixture. Rice stood up, made a gesture allegedly interpreted as obscene by multiple witnesses, and walked toward the door. The room went completely silent. Harry Kane half rose from his chair but didn't speak. Rice exited without looking back. Tuchel remained facing the screen for several seconds before dismissing the session early. Nobody saw it coming, but this didn't come out of nowhere. Tensions had been building since Tuchel took over in January. According to reports circulating within the England camp, Declan Rice feels the German manager is too rigid in his tactical instructions and doesn't trust senior players to read games instinctively. Jude Bellingham reportedly shares this concern, believing the midfield thrived under more flexible previous management. On one side, you have Rice's camp, which includes Bellingham and Bukayo Saka, who privately support the midfielder's game intelligence and believe stopping a dangerous attack mattered more than one suspension. On the other side, Thomas Tuchel and senior figures like Luke Shaw believe tactical discipline wins tournaments and that individual judgment can't override collective game plans. And in the middle, younger players like Kobbie Mainoo are uncomfortable with the confrontation but recognize they could benefit if Rice faces consequences. And hold on, because the most controversial detail I've saved for the end. The dressing room erupted after the incident. Jude Bellingham allegedly told teammates you can't coach street football out of players, backing Rice's instinct. Bukayo Saka, who partners Rice at Arsenal, has remained publicly silent, but sources suggest he supports his club teammate. Harry Kane is reportedly mediating behind closed doors, caught between supporting Declan Rice and respecting Thomas Tuchel's authority. Kobbie Mainoo and younger squad members are said to be watching closely, aware this could reshape the midfield hierarchy. The FA is monitoring the situation, but wants Tuchel to handle it internally without escalation. Social media has completely split. Some fans praise Rice for prioritizing the result over personal availability, arguing that's exactly the winning mentality England needs. Others insist you can't disrespect the manager regardless of disagreement, and that Rice crossed the line. The English press is already framing it as a power struggle that will define Tuchel's entire tenure. Here's where things become even more complicated. Declan Rice will miss the Wembley return leg no matter what happens next, meaning Kobbie Mainoo or Jordan Henderson likely starts in his place. England faces a 10-day gap before the next qualifier, giving this situation time to either heal or fester. And the clock is ticking. The FA must finalize World Cup squad selections by June, and any ongoing rift could influence Thomas Tuchel's decisions or even his future if results falter. Now Tuchel is caught between two bad decisions. If he backs down or downplays the incident, he risks appearing weak and losing control of senior players who might test boundaries further during the World Cup itself. But if he punishes Rice by dropping him from future squads or stripping responsibilities, he loses his most important midfielder and risks fracturing team cohesion just weeks before tournament pressure intensifies. What's being said behind the scenes is that fresh reports suggest Rice sent a message in the squad group chat after returning to his room that night. But the contents haven't been disclosed. This is the kind of confrontation that defines tournaments before they even begin. Declan Rice gambled on his instinct, and Thomas Tuchel's authority is now being openly challenged in front of the entire England squad. And look, this is far from over. This is the information circulating so far. Over the next few hours, new details should trickle out, and they could turn this whole story upside down. So for you, was Declan Rice right to prioritize stopping the attack over his own suspension? Or did he cross the line by defying Tuchel's orders and disrespecting the manager? Let us know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss the next major development, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because when this fully breaks, you'll want to be the first to know, not the last.